One thing about China that I would like to emphasize, China went from 80% extreme poverty in 1980 to no extreme poverty 40 years later. It is the most successful economic development in history. It learned a lot from Korea, by the way. It learned a lot from Japan. It learned a lot from the neighbors. It's extraordinarily successful. Life expectancy rose enormously. Education rose enormously. Quality of life rose enormously. Hunger fell completely. This is an accomplishment. We should take joy in China's accomplishment, not fear from it.
I really don't like this guy, Mr. Jeffrey Sachs. He is a highly educated person. But when it comes to China, either he is incredibly blind or he is the most uneducated person. Let's debunk this clown, as some people would call him. I definitely would. Let's see his first quotation.
One thing about China that I would like to emphasize, China went from 80% extreme poverty in 1980 to no extreme poverty 40 years later.
Okay, since the 1980s, China has lifted a lot of people out of poverty, round about 800 million, but he's saying it's zero now, zero. Really? Let's listen to his speech again. Well, let's just change the video.
One thing about China that I would like to emphasize, China went from 80% extreme poverty in 1980 to no extreme poverty 40 years later. It is the most successful economic development in history.
Being an educated, uneducated man, Mr. Jeffrey Sachs, why? Why are you doing this? How much money is Xi Jinping, how much money is the CCP giving you to do all this baloney? It really is BS. I'm going to show you another clip from his speech that we showed earlier, but again, I'm going to put another video over the top of this.
It is the most successful economic development in history. It learned a lot from Korea, by the way. It learned a lot from Japan. It learned a lot from the neighbors. It's extraordinarily successful. Life expectancy rose enormously. Education rose enormously. Quality of life rose enormously. Hunger fell completely. This is an accomplishment. We should take joy in China's accomplishment, not fear from it.
The thing is, every single country in the world has poverty. It's just the unluck of some people, and it does exist. Yes, we've seen it a million times before, even in the United States of America.
Sidewalks, they're dying on these sidewalks. It is unlike any other district in the country, because nowhere else in the United States do you have as many unsheltered individuals.
Jeffrey Sachs would say it has one of the best education systems in the world. China's education has got a lot better, 1,000,000% better from the 1980s. They wouldn't have learnt from Japan, but they would have learnt from Korea. But Korea learnt from Japan, so in an indirect way. But would you put your child to school like this when they're monitored electronically all the time? They're monitored like a dog.
Paying attention.
白色就是你可能跟网络还没有连接好。
These headbands measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents.
做出选择吧。Good job.
Classrooms have robots that analyze students' health and engagement levels. Students wear uniforms with chips that track their locations. There are even surveillance cameras that monitor how often students check their phones or yawn during classes.
And if China's economy is doing so well, one, why hasn't the RMB gone up and it's just gone stagnant? It's stale. It hasn't moved for months on end. And ghost cities? No one lives there? Why? Is that economic growth? No. So, Mr. Jeffrey Sachs, I hope this video does get sent to you, and maybe I can find you on Twitter. I will put a link there for yourself. I am just a normal, logical guy, but when I see people lying or just promoting the CCP, and it's the wrong kind of promotion, it's not the honest promotion, it's sort of like a paid promotion, you're just like an advertisement. Incredibly well educated, but you are just not educated. My name is James. Bye-bye for now. I'm a bit angry over this one. I'm just going to go. Bye-bye.